There are three mistakes that many older adults make when eating fruit, not only not improving health, but also making diabetes progress quickly to complications. Surely you've noticed that many older adults make three common mistakes when eating fruit, not only failing to improve their health, but also causing diabetes to rapidly progress to complications. As in the previous video, Dr. Harrison shared that fruits contain many plant-based nutrients which can help the body reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and improve insulin resistance, aiding in diabetes recovery. However, eating fruit incorrectly makes the condition worse and leads to more complications. Please watch this video to the end to avoid these three mistakes and eat more scientifically. Fruit savior or enemy for diabetics. For many years, fruit has been praised as a golden source of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, supporting anti-inflammation and cell protection. Some types of fruit even have the ability to improve insulin resistance, a core cause of diabetes progression. So why are more and more people eating fruit, yet their blood sugar remains unstable and complications worsen day by day? The answer lies in how we choose, prepare, and eat fruit daily. It's like medicine. The right dose saves lives, the wrong way harms. Mistake number one, juicing fruit to drink instead of eating the whole fruit. One of the biggest mistakes Dr. Harrison has seen in his patients is overlooking the most important part of fruit. Let's illustrate. Imagine every morning you take an apple. Instead of eating the whole fruit, you juice it. What's left? A sweet glass of liquid, but nearly all the fiber, the part that controls the speed of sugar absorption into the blood, is lost. Worse, many add sugar to make the juice easier to drink. The result is they're drinking pure sugar water without realizing it. Dr. Harrison once shared, "I've witnessed countless patients whose blood sugar spiked abnormally after a period of eating clean and drinking juices based on online rumors. Upon investigation, the cause was completely discarding the peel fiber and only keeping the sweet juice of the fruit." Why is fiber in fruit so important? Fiber acts like a biological filter, slowing the absorption of sugar into the blood, keeping blood sugar rising gradually, not suddenly. When you remove the fiber, you've dismantled the body's natural control system. Many medical studies show that diabetics who increase fiber intake from vegetables and whole fruits can significantly improve their HbA1c, a measure reflecting blood sugar control over the past 3 months. So what's the solution? It's simple. For fruits that can be eaten with the peel, like grapes, apples, cucumbers, kiwis, or plums, wash them thoroughly and eat the whole thing. The peel not only contains fiber, but also many plant nutrients with antioxidant properties, protecting pancreatic cells and reducing chronic inflammation. We need to remember that sweetness isn't just in the taste, but in the consequences afterward. A glass of juice might feel refreshing momentarily, but the aftermath is rapid blood sugar spikes, overworked insulin, damaged pancreatic cells, and then kidney failure, blurred vision, numbness in the feet, and cardiovascular complications. A small but thought-provoking story Dr. Harrison shared during a diabetes treatment workshop in a U.S. urban conference center. Mr. Larry, 63, from a U.S. suburban neighborhood in Texas, a former accountant, discovered diabetes 4 years ago. He heard online that drinking bitter melon juice every morning lowers blood sugar, so he juiced carrots, apples, watermelons, oranges, and bitter melon, 2 large glasses daily. Initially, he felt fine, but after 3 months, his blood sugar rose to 9.2 with blurred vision and frequent dizziness. Upon examination, we discovered he barely ate vegetables or whole fruits, just juices. After 2 months of switching to whole fruits combined with light exercise and medication adjustment, Mr. Larry reduced his medication dosage by 1 unit and his blood sugar dropped below 7.1. What seemed good isn't always right. Drinking juice isn't a miracle for diabetics. On the contrary, it can trigger a chain of biological reactions that spike blood sugar and cause silent complications. So, starting today, if you still juice fruit to drink, please reconsider. The body doesn't need more sugar. It needs fiber and nature's originality. If you think juicing is dangerous, the next mistake is even more common, and many people fall into it right after meals. That's mistake number 2, which Dr. Harrison will analyze in detail next. If you can avoid these 3 mistakes, your journey to control diabetes will be much lighter and more effective. Mistake number 2. Eating fruit right after meals. The dessert trap that causes blood sugar to surge without realizing it. Dear friends, this question sounds familiar to many. I only eat a little fruit after meals. What's wrong with that? But what's the reality? This small habit, seemingly harmless, is a silent bomb spiking blood sugar, putting diabetes at risk of dangerous complications. In the previous section, we discussed the first mistake of juicing fruit instead of eating whole. Now, the second mistake is just as common, eating fruit right after the main meal. It sounds logical: finish dinner with a slice of mango or watermelon for digestion and vitamins. But for diabetics, this is a deadly mistake. Why is eating fruit right after meals so dangerous? Imagine this, your main meal. Even if light already contains carbs, sugar, fats, and proteins. After eating, the body is digesting and absorbing. Blood sugar is already rising slightly. If you immediately add fruit, which also contains natural sugar, it's like pouring gas on a fire. Blood sugar doubles or triples compared to normal. The body falls into sugar overload. The pancreas must secrete more insulin. In diabetics, insulin is already weak and tired, so it can't keep up. The result is prolonged high blood sugar causing fatigue and, in some cases, coma if blood sugar rises too high. Misunderstanding dessert, a cultural habit harming health in Vietnam. Eating fruit as dessert is deeply ingrained in daily life. From family meals to parties, fruit is often served last as a sweet ending. But this sweetness isn't sweet for diabetics. Dr. Harrison has shared in many patient sessions that many are surprised to learn dessert fruit isn't suitable for their condition. A 55-year-old patient from a rural U.S. town in California once said, "I always thought fruit was good. What harm could it do? After every meal, I'd have a few orange segments or mango slices, no big deal." But later at checkups, her blood sugar stayed high, not dropping. After advice and guidance, she tried delaying fruit to 2 hours after meals. The result? In 2 months, her blood sugar stabilized. She felt healthier and less tired. Why delay fruit from main meals? Dr. Harrison explains clearly, eating fruit away from meals 2 to 3 hours after the main meal allows blood sugar to drop to stable levels. Adding fruit then means slow absorption, no blood sugar shock. This minimizes sudden spikes and risks of cardiovascular, nerve, or retinal complications. Additionally, eating fruit separately helps the body absorb plant nutrients better. Many vitamins in fruit, like CE flavonoids and anthocyanins, work best without competing with fats or proteins from the main meal. Golden timing for eating fruit with diabetes. What's the ideal time? The answer is between main meals 2-3 hours after breakfast or lunch. For example, breakfast at 7 a.m., fruit at 9:30-10 a.m., lunch at 12 p.m., fruit at 2-3 p.m. If dinner is early before 6 p.m. and no late snack, you can have a small amount 2 hours before bed. but choose low-sugar, high-fiber fruits like green apples, guava, or plums. Warning about fruits often misused as dessert. Here are fruits many choose for dessert, but are highly unsuitable for diabetics if eaten right after meals. Mango high, sugar spikes, blood sugar, pineapple, high acid stimulates digestion strongly after a full meal. Ripe durian high, single sugars, rapid glucose, increase, watermelon, high water, but low fiber, fast sugar absorption. If you have the habit of using these as dessert after meals, stop today. It could prevent heart kidney complications and even hypoglycemia risks. Another thought-provoking story is that of Mr. Nathan Harris, 70, from a rural U.S. town in Michigan. He had a habit of eating a plate of fruit after every meal, especially bananas and durian, thinking it cleaned the mouth and aided digestion. However, after fainting one night from a blood sugar spike, his son brought him to Dr. Harrison's clinic. After analysis and dietary advice, Mr. Harris started eating fruit at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily, choosing low-sugar types like guava green apples and plums. After 3 months, his blood sugar stabilized, he walked steadier and had no more headaches or dizziness. A simple action eating fruit at the right time can significantly reduce blood sugar spikes, limit complications, and improve overall health. So, to keep blood sugar stable, don't use fruit as dessert right after meals. Let fruit be a separate smart snack. Mistake number 3. Not all fruits are the same. The mistake that causes diabetics to lose control without realizing it. Dear friends, this question seems simple. Fruits are all from nature, so any type is fine. This is the third mistake Dr. Harrison warns about and the most common in diabetics' diets. In reality, not all fruits are good for diabetics. Some stabilize blood sugar, others spike it, even in small amounts. Understanding fruits. Some are golden, some red. Fruits are born from nature, true, but not all have the same glycemic index sugar content, fiber, or water. Some have low GI, slow sugar absorption, no sudden blood sugar spikes, but others have high GI sugar enters blood like lightning. The danger is high GI fruits are tasty, addictive, and often chosen mistakenly by diabetics. Some fruits to limit or eliminate from the diet. Here are fruits Dr. Harrison frequently warns patients about. Durian sweet, creamy, but high sugar combined with saturated fats, spikes, blood sugar, and lipids, stressing the heart and vessels. Ripe jackfruit, high GI 60-65, especially in quantity, hard to control in diabetics. Natural fructose is high. Ripe mango, high single sugars, variable blood sugar. Half a mango contains 15-20 grams, sugar equivalent to a tablespoon of white sugar. Pineapple, high acid and sugar spikes. Blood sugar, if eaten hungry or after meals, can irritate the stomach if used wrong. Ripe banana. The riper, the sweeter and higher sugar. Diabetics should avoid opting for just ripe bananas or Saba bananas instead. Warning: clean imported fruits don't mean safe for blood sugar. Many think organic or imported fruits, U.S. Japanese, are cleaner and better. This is partly true, but nutrition is the same. A Japanese apple is still an apple. U.S. grapes still grapes. If high in sugar, they affect diabetics the same. Dr. Harrison once said, "Don't let brands fool you. Sugar is sugar whether from a local market or international supermarket." So, what fruits are truly suitable for diabetics? Here are low GI fruits, high in fiber and water, ideal for daily portions. Guava low, sugar high fiber vitamin C. Eat with peel after washing, Remove seeds if digestion is poor. Green apple low GI helps maintain stable blood sugar. Peel antioxidants support anti-inflammation and bad cholesterol reduction. Plum high fiber slows glucose absorption. Eat moderately for cooling and digestion support. Pear high water aids thirst relief and electrolyte replenishment. Suitable mid-morning or afternoon. Kiwi high vitamin C, organic acids, and digestive enzymes. Low sugar helps control lipids. Cucumber, though a vegetable-fruit hybrid, low calorie, no sugar. Eat raw as a savory snack with meals. A typical example is Ms. May 58 with type 2 diabetes, living in a U.S. urban neighborhood in California. She loved durian. During season, she'd eat 3-4 times weekly, several large portions. Thinking it's fruit without refined sugar, she saw no harm. But after 6 months, her blood sugar spiked from 6.8 to 8.4. After consulting Dr. Harrison, she cut durian, completely switching to guava, green apples, and kiwi. She also adjusted timing and portions. After 3 months, her blood sugar dropped to 7.1, stable, feeling healthier and less tired after meals. A golden rule: choose fruit like medicine. Dr. Harrison often jokes, diabetics don't choose fruit for the mouth, but for the blood. Fruit isn't just food, it's part of the treatment strategy. Choosing the right fruit, eating correctly at the right time, can stabilize blood sugar, reduce medication gradually as guided, and live healthily without fearing complications. Conversely, choosing wrong, even with drugs and strict dieting, worsens the disease day by day. Not all fruits are the same. Limit high sugar, high GI ones like durian, jackfruit, pineapple, mango, ripe banana. Prioritize low sugar, high fiber, watery ones: guava, green, apple, pear, plum, kiwi. Choose fruit like medicine. Don't sacrifice health for taste. Dear friends, surely you've heard of people living with diabetes for over 10 years on daily medication, but after a few months of dietary changes, their blood sugar drops to safe levels and their doctor reduces the dosage. It sounds impossible, but it's true. Welcome back to the channel. Today I bring a topic that can change how we live with diabetes. 5 simple food groups with the ability to stabilize blood sugar, improve insulin resistance, and even reverse the progression of type 2 diabetes. No expensive drugs, no severe restrictions, just eat right. I don't promise miracles, but I know for sure if you persistently apply this, combined with light exercise, your body will activate its recovery switch, bringing blood sugar back to safe, stable levels without increasing medication. This strategy has been applied in major hospitals in Japan, the U.S., and Central Endocrinology Institutes for patients to reverse the disease, not just hold it at bay. We won't talk about high-end things. We'll talk about what you can start with today's meal. Which vegetables to eat before the main course. Which grains don't spike sugar, but keep you full longer. Which fruits are natural medicine. Diabetics are overlooking, and fats once seen as dangerous, could they be saviors? Stay focused for the next few minutes. One food you eat daily might be the key to opening the door of hope. Eat food. Group number 1, non-starchy vegetables. Dear friends, when it comes to stabilizing blood sugar, most people think of medication, strict diets, or even fasting. But I think a simple plate of vegetables before the main meal can have such a powerful impact. Non-starchy vegetables are one of the smartest and most important choices for those living with type 2 diabetes. This food group barely raises blood sugar and slows sugar absorption from other meal components. Imagine adding a plate of raw or boiled vegetables before your meal like a net catching sugar, allowing slow absorption and avoiding post-meal blood sugar spikes. This is what endocrinology specialists often recommend for patients. Not only that non-starchy vegetables offer even greater benefits, they're high in both soluble and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber forms a gel in the intestine, slowing sugar absorption. Insoluble fiber supports digestion, smooth bowel movements, reduces constipation, and increases fullness. A diabetic patient shared that after 3 weeks of eating vegetables before lunch and dinner, he reduced his blood sugar medication as prescribed by his doctor. Blood sugar stabilized markedly, and most importantly, no more ravenous hunger or mid-afternoon fatigue. The list of suitable vegetables is abundant and familiar. Green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale, broccoli, lettuce, cucumber, celery, water, spinach, mushrooms, radish, zucchini. All share high fiber, low calories, low carbs, and extreme benefits for blood sugar control. A simple but highly effective strategy is to form the habit of eating vegetables before the main meal instead of with or after. This way, vegetables maximize their role in slowing sugar absorption. If you're not used to raw vegetables, lightly boil, steam, or stir-fry with minimal oil to retain maximum nutrition. Recent studies also note that dark-colored vegetables like spinach, kale, broccoli contain many antioxidants and vitamin K, supporting small vessel protection and slowing nerve damage from diabetes. The key is maintaining this habit daily. Vegetables don't need to be the main dish, but must be present. Someone once metaphorically said a plate of vegetables before meals is like a soldier guarding the door, keeping blood sugar from rising unexpectedly. And I think that image is spot on. If you find eating raw vegetables difficult, replace with vegetable soup or clear vegetable broth with little salt. Prioritizing non-starchy vegetables is not just nutritional advice, but a scientifically based strategy easy to apply and yielding clear results in practice. So, if you're still wondering where to start changing your diet, the simplest answer is to start with a plate of vegetables. Food group number 2, whole grains with low glycemic index. Dear friends, for those with diabetes, the 2 words carbs often evoke fear. Many think they must absolutely avoid carbs, cutting rice porridge, not daring to eat noodles, rice noodles, or pho. But are carbs completely bad as we imagine? The answer is not entirely, because not all carbs spike blood sugar fast. The difference lies in whether the carb is refined or not, whether it's lost its bran and fiber layer, or retains nature's original components. Whole grains digest slower, not causing sudden blood sugar rises, thanks to high natural fiber content and low glycemic index. These grains allow gradual glucose absorption, giving the pancreas time to respond, reducing insulin production pressure. One of the most prominent grains in this group is barley. This grain has been researched extensively at medical universities in Sweden, Canada, and Japan. In a study at Lund University in Sweden, scientists found that after 3 days of eating barley, participants had lower blood sugar and improved insulin sensitivity. The reason is fiber, especially beta-glucan, forming a gel in the small intestine, slowing glucose absorption into the blood. Not only that, barley helps reduce bad cholesterol and supports cardiovascular health, a very important factor for diabetics. Besides barley, consider other whole grains like oats, flattened oats, quinoa, millet brown rice, or wild rice. Their common point is retaining the bran and germ layers containing many B vitamins, magnesium antioxidants, and soluble fiber. An important note is to avoid products labeled 100% whole grain but actually processed with lots of sugar, salt, or additives. Prioritize raw grains without seasoning. Cook at home and pair with vegetables and plant protein to keep blood sugar stable. For example, instead of white rice, 3 meals a day, replace 1 meal with brown rice or alternate with oat porridge cooked with vegetables in the morning. You can start with small changes like mixing brown rice into white rice at a 1:1 ratio, then gradually increase the brown rice amount over time. A U.S. endocrinologist in a Texas hospital once shared that a patient just switching from white bread to whole grain bread and replacing white rice porridge with oat porridge saw morning blood sugar decrease after 2 weeks. The key is consistency and persistence, so instead of eliminating carbs completely, the wiser choice is to select good carbs that digest, slowly cause little blood sugar fluctuation, provide sustainable energy, and support weight control. Whole grains aren't medicine, but if used correctly and consistently, they can yield results no different from medicine. A simple strategy easy to implement, but with sustainable quality for those fighting diabetes. Food group number 3, whole fruits eaten correctly. Dear friends, when mentioning fruit, many diabetics feel confused. Some completely avoid it, fearing sugar in fruit raises blood sugar. Others eat by instinct, thinking fruit is natural, so any amount is fine. But the truth is, fruit can be a valuable ally or a silent cause of blood sugar fluctuations if not used correctly. The most important thing to remember is not all fruits are the same and not all eating methods are healthy. The difference comes from natural sugar content accompanying fiber and consumption form. When eating whole fruit, meaning the flesh and peel if possible, you get full soluble fiber that slows sugar absorption. Thus, sugar enters the blood, gradually minimizing post-meal blood sugar spikes. Conversely, if you juice fruit or eat pureed dried or sugared fruit, fiber is removed and sugar is absorbed almost immediately into the blood. Its impact is no different from drinking a glass of sugary water, easily causing metabolic disorders and forcing insulin to work harder. A nutrition doctor at a U.S. Central Endocrinology Hospital once shared a case of an elderly patient who thought eating papaya was good, so every morning ate a large bowl instead of rice. The result was persistently high morning blood sugar despite medication. After adjusting portions and switching to a small apple with a few nuts, blood sugar stabilized markedly after a week. So, what are safe choices for diabetics? Prioritize fruits with low glycemic index, moderate sugar, and many antioxidants. Recommended fruits include berries like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, apples, pears, plums, peaches, oranges, grapefruit, and kiwis. These are all high in fiber and vitamins that stabilize blood sugar while supporting inflammation reduction and vascular protection. Another key rule is portion control. A suitable fruit portion is equivalent to a small apple or half a cup of berries. Don't eat too much at once. Instead of 3 types in the evening, divide into 2 times daily, 1 type per time. A very useful tip is pairing fruit with healthy fats or light protein, such as an apple with a few walnuts or an orange with a spoonful of unsweetened yogurt. This combination slows digestion, increases fullness, and reduces post-meal blood sugar impact. For fruits with higher sugar, like mangoes, grapes, ripe bananas, pineapple, watermelon, or durian, don't absolutely avoid, but eat small amounts and monitor body response. Best used in the morning or after exercise when the body needs energy replenishment. Dried fruits like raisins, dried jackfruit, dried bananas, or canned fruits should be limited or eliminated from the diet as sugar is concentrated several times and fiber is nearly gone. You should also observe your body's response by measuring blood sugar after eating different fruits. Everyone has different metabolic responses, and understanding your body will help adjust the diet more accurately. In summary, fruit isn't an enemy. On the contrary, it's an ally. If used correctly, it provides essential nutrients, soothes the taste buds, supports digestion, and can help reduce sweet cravings without spiking blood sugar. The secret is choosing whole fruit, prioritizing low glycemic index types, eating moderate amounts, and combining with healthy fats or light protein to enhance blood sugar stability. Food group number 4. Healthy fats that stabilize blood sugar control, hunger, and support metabolic recovery. Dear friends, fats have been misunderstood for decades. Diabetics, those with heart disease or high blood pressure, are often advised to avoid fats as much as possible. But modern nutritional science shows the opposite truth. Not all fats are bad, and good fats play an essential role in blood sugar control and metabolic stability. Especially for type 2 diabetics, supplementing the right fats not only reduces hunger, prolongs fullness, but also supports improved insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, and protects cardiovascular health. Fats have 3 main types: saturated fats, unsaturated fats, and trans fats. Among these, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats are the ones bringing clear benefits for diabetic health. Monounsaturated fats are abundant in pure olive oil, avocados, nuts like almonds, cashews, peanuts, and natural peanut butter. These fats help slow digestion, thereby reducing sugar absorption speed into the blood, helping stabilize blood sugar after meals. A study published in the Diabetes Care Journal proved that people on a diet high in monounsaturated fats have better insulin sensitivity compared to those eating low-fat or high-refined carb diets. Additionally, polyunsaturated fats like omega-3 stand out in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, herring, mackerel. This fat reduces inflammation, lowers triglycerides, a level often high in diabetics and metabolic syndrome. A doctor at the U.S. National Nutrition Institute once shared treating a patient with persistently high blood sugar despite medication. After adjusting breakfast by adding a small spoonful of olive oil to vegetable salad and supplementing grilled salmon twice a week, combined with reducing fast carbs, after 6 weeks, blood sugar decreased steadily, and the patient felt markedly healthier. The role of fats in increasing fullness can't be ignored. When fats are in the meal, the body takes longer to digest, thus prolonging fullness, limiting snacking, reducing sudden hunger attacks that make patients prone to sweets or carbs. An important point is fat preparation. Use olive oil, avocado oil, or sesame oil for salad mixing or cooking at moderate temperatures. Avoid deep frying or using oil at high temperatures for too long, as it produces harmful substances. For fatty fish, grill or steam limit pan frying. Regarding saturated fats like coconut oil or grass-fed butter, if used moderately within recommended limits, they can still be part of a healthy diet. However, avoid abuse and prioritize natural, minimally processed sources. Trans fats abundant in fast food, baked goods, packaged items, margarine, and ready-fried dishes are the type to eliminate completely. They not only increase bad cholesterol, but also decrease good cholesterol, while causing inflammation and reducing insulin sensitivity. This is the only fat group recommended to avoid even in small amounts. A simple tip to start is replacing mayonnaise with olive oil-based sauce, replacing a snack like cookies with a few almonds, adding a few avocado slices to vegetable salad, choosing grilled fish instead of fried meat for lunch. Imagine each spoonful of good fat entering the body like oiling a dry, stiff metabolic machine. It helps internal operations run smoother, reduces friction, reduces damage, and brings sustainable stability to blood sugar. Good fats don't harm if used correctly. On the contrary, they are a silent pillar helping diabetics control blood sugar more effectively daily. Food group number 5, legumes, lentils, and whole beans. A group rich in plant protein fiber and a strategic choice for blood sugar control, metabolic improvement, and prolonged fullness. Dear friends, if I had to choose a food group that's cheap, easy to find, high in fiber plant protein, and especially beneficial for diabetics, the answer is definitely legumes, black beans, red beans, white beans, lentils, chickpeas, soybeans, green beans with skin, or even black-eyed peas. All are like functional food treasuries containing many substances that can support improved insulin sensitivity, stabilize blood sugar, and prolong fullness. The special thing is in the bean structure. Each whole bean with skin is a perfect combination of soluble fiber, insoluble fiber, and slow-absorbing plant protein. That's why, when eating beans, the body digests slower than white rice or bread, causing blood sugar to rise gradually and controlled. A study published in the U.S. Clinical Nutrition Journal showed that when diabetics ate a meal with lentils replacing part of white rice, post-meal blood sugar decreased by 35%. This impact is not only from fiber, but also from plant protein reducing the pancreas's workload. A real-life case from a retired teacher in a U.S. rural town in California. She had diabetes for 3 years often, with afternoon blood sugar spikes. After adjusting her diet, adding red bean soup with chia seeds to lunch twice a week, her blood sugar stabilized, less hunger pangs, and most importantly, halved her blood sugar medication dosage. The best way to utilize bean benefits is using whole grains with skin cooked thoroughly, but not fried or deep fried, and incorporated into daily meals like bean porridge, bean soup, bean salad, cold beans, or lentil stew with vegetables. You can also grind beans into a mixture for savory cakes, or cook with quinoa for bean rice, delicious and nutritious. Additionally, beans are a source of essential minerals like magnesium, potassium, and iron. These micronutrients play important roles in sugar metabolism, blood pressure regulation, and nerve function. Note, when eating beans, soak beans for 8 to 12 hours before cooking to soften the grains, reduce some gas-causing substances, and increase nutrient absorption. If you have bloating after eating beans, try peeled green beans or red lentils, which are lighter and easier to digest than black beans or soybeans. Some simple but nutrient-rich dishes include red bean porridge with brown rice, chickpea salad with vegetables and olive oil, lentil soup with tomatoes and celery, or toasted bread with hummus made from mashed chickpeas. The important thing is to incorporate beans regularly 2-4 times a week. No need to eat a lot each time, but consistently to accustom the body to fiber and slow-absorbing plant protein. Thanks to that, the body's metabolic process becomes more stable, supporting improved blood sugar index, the average blood sugar level over the past 3 months. From scientific perspectives to real-life practice, legumes are truly an ideal choice for type 2 diabetics. They not only stabilize blood sugar but also support weight control, reduce inflammation, and provide a healthy protein source to replace red meat or fast carbs. With low-cost, easy storage and flexible preparation, beans deserve to be one of the indispensable dishes in a diabetic-friendly diet. Dear friends, after all the sharing above, the most important message I want to convey is this: type 2 diabetes is not a life sentence. It's a condition that can be controlled, significantly improved, and in many cases, gradually brought to remission. If you persistently follow the right direction, we don't need complex measures. We just need small but consistent steps with scientific basis. Eating right doesn't mean eating less, but choosing smartly. Exercise doesn't mean running or heavy training, but suitable, gentle daily movement. The 5 food groups I explored with you aren't medicine, but the first bricks to rebuild a sustainable health foundation from within. First, non-starchy vegetables help slow sugar absorption and create natural fullness. Second, whole grains like barley and oats provide slow-absorbing carbs, stabilizing blood sugar long-term. Third, whole fruits provide essential antioxidants and vitamins without sudden blood sugar spikes if eaten correctly. Fourth, healthy fats from olive oil, fatty fish, and nuts not only prolong fullness, but also improve insulin sensitivity. And fifth, whole beans with abundant fiber and plant protein are a solid foundation for balanced meals, helping control blood sugar long term. When consistently combining these 5 food groups with light exercise and a balanced lifestyle, many people have seen stable blood sugar, gradual medication reduction, and improved life quality after just a few months. Please remember, change doesn't come in one day, but if you start today and persist daily, at some point, your body will thank you for those wise choices. If you're still confused among hundreds of contradictory advice, start with the simplest and most practical things. Start from tonight's dinner. Start with a plate of vegetables before the main course. Start by replacing half a bowl of white rice with brown rice. Start with an apple in the afternoon instead of cake. Health doesn't come from something grand. It comes from small habits repeated daily. If you find this video useful, don't hesitate to share it with friends and loved ones living with diabetes. That small share could open a new opportunity for someone else. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue accompanying me in the next journeys for a healthy, complete, and proactive old age to the end. Thank you for listening. I wish you always keep an optimistic spirit, stable health, and joy of living every day.